I flew to New Hampshire to meet this highly ranked recruit, one of the best midfielders in the class of 2026 and all over college big boards. Or is he? See, we will be going behind the scenes to document the recruiting process of one of the most sought after players in all of lacrosse.
Heart's beating. This is where things start getting crazy.
The time for college coaches to start reaching out to the 2026 class is here. It starts in 10 hours. Will Bennett get any calls?
To Mitch's point earlier, what if no one calls?
Or will this just be a flop? Let's figure it out.
What's up, guys? Bennett Matthews here, junior at Bedford High School. Let me give you a tour.
You're probably wondering, who is Bennett Matthews? Let me catch you up to speed. Bennett is a junior from Bedford, New Hampshire, and had an unbelievable summer. Rose on the scene and got ranked nationally overall at number 5 in the 2026 class. One of the best midfielders in the class of 2026. College coaches can contact Bennett for the first time in exactly 10 hours. Will he receive any calls? Let's find out.
Bulldog Corner, this is where everyone hangs out during classes. Walking down here, big public school. 2 years ago, we won 13 championships public school in a year. Give them some names here. This is the Wall of Fame for Bedford Lacrosse. Some names, we got Zach Tucci, Water Dogs faceoff guy. Matt Howe, that was 633 saves in a year. My coach last year, shout out Matt Howe. He was a dog back here back in the days. Obviously, we got Gatorade Player of the Years. Some names on here, it's my boy Kevin Sheridan last year. Ryan Toscano, middle linebacker at UNH.
The goal for you to be on here.
Big time. If I can get it, I definitely want that.
What were your initial thoughts when you got ranked 5th overall?
I feel like this summer it's been like a dream. Like, I'm gonna pinch myself one of these times accidentally, because like, why would I want this to end? But I'm gonna pinch myself one of these times. I'm gonna wake up in my bed and it's just gonna be like that fall after one of those playoff football games again, and I'm going to DE turf in the morning and I'm slogging there, and then I'm gonna be like, why did I ever pinch myself? Why did I ever get out of that dream? You know, it's crazy. I mean, my mom and dad always believed in me more. My mom always thought that I was gonna be the top of the top, but you know, I never believed it. Like, a kid from New Hampshire, whoever thought that he would be the number 5 player in the country in his class? Not me.
And what's it like getting coached by Pops?
It's amazing. He's a great guy, you know. We separate coaching from the home life, so I couldn't ask for a better coach.
So you're coach and teacher here at Bedford. How long have you been doing that?
So this is year 6 for me here at Bedford High School, but I've been teaching for almost 25 years now. So it's been a long time doing what I'm doing.
And you're coaching and teaching this guy.
Yep.
How's that been?
I wish every parent had the opportunity to kind of see their kid on the field in the way I get to see this guy. Definitely a lot of memories been made over the past 2 years, and looking forward to making some more this year. It's awesome to be able to see him in his element, kind of thriving on the field and competing at the best of his ability. It's been really fun.
So going into tonight, we're probably around 10 hours out. Not your first time going through the process, but as a parent, you know, are you nervous? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I woke up this morning like it was kind of like Christmas Day, you know, that feeling. So I know all the hard work that Bennett has put in to get to this point. You know, there's been a ton of work that he's put in to get to this point. So the most exciting thing is just watching his dreams come true. This is kind of the start of that next phase in his life and the next part of the process. And so I'm just excited to see him be able to finally have these conversations. You know, there's all these possibilities out there, and now all of a sudden September 1st comes and we can actually start exploring some of those opportunities.
In the world of high school lacrosse, you cannot be contacted by college coaches until September 1st of your junior year at midnight. But if you're a top recruit, you're supposed to stay up at midnight and receive calls. That's if you receive calls. It's all a gamble. No one really knows if Bennett will receive any calls. So that's why I flew up to Bedford, New Hampshire to document the recruiting process of one of the nation's top midfielders. How determined has Bennett been? Young age.
He's always been really driven to be successful no matter what the sport. He played soccer when he was little before we let him play football, and then it was lacrosse, and lacrosse was really early. You know, I think he started in 2nd grade or something like that, but he always wanted to be the best kid on the field no matter what the sport was. And so if there was a kid that was better than him at the time, he was chasing that kid and trying to see what that kid was doing to make himself the player he was, and always measuring himself by other people. And I don't think necessarily that's always a good thing for everybody, but for Bennett it really worked, because if there was somebody who's successful, he was determined to figure out what made them successful and to try to be better than that person.
Coming through here is the football locker room. A bunch of dogs in here. I'll bring you to.
It doesn't smell great here.
Does not smell good at all, especially after a little scrimmage. We got my lockers here. We got the bag right here.
Who's the mascot?
Yeah, no, that is Lawrenceville right there. We don't talk about them no more. We don't talk about them no more. This is the visor for this year. If Pops would get it approved by the NHIA, you like that? All black tint, that's style.
That's hard.
After each season, the boys sign the lockers. We got some great shouts.
This is what the fans don't see.
This is very gritty public school locker room.
How much pride do you take on the public school career?
Oh, a lot of pride. I mean, not many kids who are in my position, I would say they've went to public school for a bunch of these years, stayed with their boys at where they created their craft, with the community that helped them become the person they are today. I take a lot of pride in that. Hopefully I can stay here all 4 years and, you know, take over a couple of those records that you saw earlier. That's the plan.
Coming from a public high school in New Hampshire, does that worry you at all?
No. I think it's one of the things that I love about him. He's less known. There's still more room to grow. He's played football. He has a multi-sport background, and I think that, you know, it's one of the things that once he really starts to sink his teeth into everything that is lacrosse and everything that is those top-level programs where you're living it, you're breathing it, you're going to sleep thinking about lacrosse, you're waking up thinking about lacrosse, you're getting good meals in you, you're in the weight room for all of it. I think it's all still so much room in front of him to grow on top of being a really good player right now.
This is the crib.
Here we are, New Hampshire.
Yup, New Hampshire, the woods. This is Finn. This is Finley.
Hi.
Finley is in 6th grade. She plays lacrosse. This is the mom. This is my mom.
Bring us back. What was Bennett like as a kid?
Oh my gosh, it's so wild. Zach and I were talking about stories actually last night. He is like a bull in a china shop.
I'm sure my wife already said this. He was a bull in a china shop. Absolute wrecking ball. Like, we're talking the kid that would come over and say, "I love you, Dad," but he would run over and like headbutt you and like knee you in the crotch while he was in the process of giving you affection. And that's still how he plays lacrosse to this day, right? Like, he's kind of a wrecking ball, and it's just, that's his nature.
He had permanent horns on each side of his forehead for like the first 6 years. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, everything he did, everything he does is at 100%. Wild, like constantly like coming in, bleeding, bloody noses, dragged down the road, whatever it is. And you just get used to it after a while, and you're just like, can you just go clean yourself up? Like, I'm trying to get dinner ready. I don't have time for this. Oh my gosh, the stories are so funny.
And then your room?
Yep, we got a couple flags. We got winning is the only option, and then we got the jerseys. We'll start out here. This is where it all started. Number 9. That's when I played. It was like a 2025-2026 combined team. This was first showcase, went to 1%, and then this is the most recent one. It was main stage. Obviously Mitch was there. We got New Balance, and then we got Best in Class. Went there, had a great time. It was good format. If you have the chance to go, definitely go. We got Showtime. Went in 2023. Did not get the invite bad. Guess I wasn't a dog.
What, is, you use that as motivation?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they missed out, I guess. Then we got the shirt from 1%. Main stage jersey from this year. All-Star. Did not get invited back to that.
Really?
Guess I wasn't a dog. They don't like the New Hampshire gritty guys, I guess. We got the past year's jersey, and then we got the first New Balance jersey I wore. Number 11.
What's the GPA looking like right now?
Oh, we're rocking a 3.85.
3.85?
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. 8th grade jersey. Won the championship. 26-12.
And this is the best where the magic happens, I say.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're a legend, still number 1 in points at Lehigh. Sending so many kids Division I, how much potential does Bennett Matthews have at the next level?
I think that he's just getting going, and I think that's what makes him such a recruitable athlete right now, is just his athleticism is top-notch. Brian and I were watching him and Brody Helton, another one of his teammates, play football on Friday night. We were watching on FNL. You could just see the way he moves. He's just a different level athlete. When he first started playing elite teams was probably 3rd grade, 4th grade, and you could tell the special players right away, and he had that competitive edge. He was tough on his teammates. He held his teammates to a higher standard. And through the years, you could see him not just become a better teammate, but a better leader. He always is competitive, whether it's a training session, whether it's practice or a tournament. He always brings it 100%.
How does it feel getting to this point where in the next couple hours you're really going to make a decision to set up your future?
It's really crazy. I never thought that I would be deciding where I was going to college at 16 years old. I just got my license a year ago, and now I'm deciding where I'm gonna spend my 4 years at college, and then after that, what I'm gonna do after with my whole life. Crazy. I can remember back to when I was a kid, wearing that little number 9 jersey over there, looking up to Sean Cameron, thinking, wow, I want that to be me. So it's really just crazy. It's an experience for sure.
How long have you known Bennett?
I knew him because I played 4-leaf back in the day. So he told me that Bennett was coming to bet first. I'm like, all right. Met up with him, went to his house. It was different for me because, I don't know, he was such an innocent kid. He was new to all of it. So, I mean, me and Hudson.
He's still an innocent kid on camera.
Yeah, no, he's
Is
still
he like that
innocent
off camera?
No, yeah, no, he's a great kid. Great innocent kid off camera.
We got the boys in the back shooting. This is the anxious, nervous part of the whole process, right? Look, the guys are just trying to not think about it because it's one of the most important decisions they'll make in their entire life. But the problem is, we don't know if they'll actually get calls at midnight. Here's the situation. Rankings in high school sports are huge. 24/7 for football, max prep for basketball, and that's inside lacrosse for the sport of lacrosse. IL has been the blue blood for the past 15 years in the sport of lacrosse for rankings, and they just got dropped for the 2026 class 48 hours ago. And Bennett got ranked 5th overall in the class of 2026.
The big righty midfielder from Bedford, New Hampshire is a tough stop when he gets moving downhill. From his 89 rated evaluation, a special athlete with early playing time potential based on his ability to fit and mesh at the college level in a variety of roles. Matthews has two-way ability in an offensive game that includes vision and stick skills on top of superb athleticism.
There's only one downside. Bennett's not from a traditional lacrosse hotbed, Bedford, New Hampshire. Plays on a great travel team, but an average high school team. If you look at the past top-ranked recruits from classes before Bennett, they've come from two areas, Long Island and the DMV. This could potentially be a major concern for college coaches. This could ultimately really affect midnight tonight. And this is why I posed the question, what happens if you don't get calls tonight?
I'll definitely be very disappointed, you know. I think that's when I pinch myself and I'm like, wow, this dream just turned into a nightmare. Like,
I'll go to bed. It's too late for me anyways.
Definitely would have to be a big time distraction technique. So I think ice cream is the way to go. He's a big ice cream guy and his mom is too.
obviously, there's gonna be kids who get calls, and if I get no calls, then I'm gonna work to be one of those kids who gets one of those calls one of those days, and I can go and compete for another spot at another university and prove myself more.
Playing college lacrosse is the pinnacle of the sport. My time at Ohio State was the best 4 years of my life, and I want to give you guys an opportunity to reach that same goal. That's why I created the Level Up course, a 30-day live cohort course where you'll access live calls led by myself and get access to over 30+ recorded training content from Division I and PLL players. From dodging and shooting routines to individual workout plans, mental resilience, and recruiting. If you want to play college lacrosse, the Level Up course is the place to start. Sign up today. The link is in the top of this description.
You want to write things down, like type things in a Google Doc, like that's just what I'm saying. It's just having a process to kind of keep yourself organized as you go through it so you can go back and review.
I really want you to be able to focus on like actively listening to what these coaches are saying to you. I think that's important. You want to make sure, you know, everyone understands that that their time is valuable too, so we want to really be 100% focused on it.
Yeah. Off of Mitch's video, like watching that, Brendan was getting call after call after call after call while he was still on the phone with one of the people.
Hypothetical here. What happens if at 12:01 we have a coach knock on the door instead of a call?
Then it answers the door.
How crazy would that be? 12:01, the phone doesn't ring and the door gets knocked.
I think we gotta let him in.
Oh yeah.
I think you gotta let him in. I think you gotta say you gotta respect the play there.
This could happen. Last year we documented Brendan Millen, the #1 2025 in the nation, and his recruiting process. It was on a Thursday night, so no coach was coming over on a school night. Today's a Saturday, no school on Sunday, and the likelihood of a coach knocking on Bennett's door at 12 midnight is very likely. 10 o'clock. How we feeling?
Very tired. We got the two
sponsor of the
drinks
night
ready.
Really good. We got 2 hours. We're in the living room now, just chilling. How are we feeling, parents?
Finley's sleeping. Finley's taking a nap. Waking her up at 11:30. The dogs are sleeping.
I think it's the calm before the storm, so we're just kind of getting ourselves ready.
You know, in your eyes, where do you want Bennett to go to college?
I mean, I really don't care. Like, this is the first real adult decision I think he's gonna have to make. And that's a difficult thing to do at the age of 16, but you're making a choice to kind of start charting your path for the future. What that future looks like is kind of whatever he wants it to be. And so I wanna find that head coach that's going to take him to the next level as a man and a lacrosse player.
Are you nervous for tonight?
No, I'm so excited. I mean, what is there to be nervous about? The statistic is 7% of high school athletes get to play college lacrosse at any level. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's so exciting.
This is how we live. Fell asleep New Year's Eve. Punishment. Salami to the face.
I love that. No context lacrosse, put it up.
Another one for the ladies.
Psycho. Hey, swag. That's a candid one. Like, hey, don't mess with me. Oh my God. Let's go.
First day of school at the Bedford.
Look at the hair. Look at that tight cut in the last one.
You missed the T-ball days?
Yeah, I would hit tanks. I was that guy back in the day.
Big dog, that's Zach.
That's him?
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if he just gets so known through this video? He like finds his wife through this video.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that's fine. them up.
I thought we were talking about recruiting for lacrosse. All of a sudden I hear people talking about wives
He's
here. Like,
recruiting
what is
for
going
Bennett's
on?
He's recruiting for Bennett's
It's just
wife.
gotta be.
That's why we're helping the young buck out.
Listen, that's the kind of guy Bennett is.
To dial a picture right there.
Look at the backwards
That was
hat.
literally at.
How you
Swaggy.
doing? How you doing? Get it out of here.
All right.
How we doing?
11 minutes. How you feeling?
Locked in. Nerves have definitely increased, but so has the tiredness level, so like they kind of even out a
I
bit.
like that.
So like scary nervous or excited?
Like it's late nervous, and I need to zonk out pretty soon.
Zonk out. Am I gonna hear that out of your vocab?
No. Never.
Let's do it. Go time. Let's go.
You're not nervous at all for tonight?
I like to say I'm not nervous, but obviously there's a thing in the back of the mind where like you're like who's gonna call? Like what are they gonna say? Like what am I gonna say back to them? Like how is this gonna go?
2 minutes.
Lock in.
2 minutes. Who do we think calls first? Let's like a quick guess. You think Duke?
I got trust in Duke, Virginia.
All right.
Mitch, what are you going with?
I think Virginia.
I think Virginia.
I feel like with everything that's gone on in the past 48 hours, like it's crazy. Like there's no time to be nervous. You just gotta attack the moment.
You're here in your
Under 60
in
seconds.
your head. Let's go.
To Mitch's point earlier, what if no one calls? What if the phone doesn't ring?
Bennett's all of a sudden gonna have tons of energy and I'm gonna go to bed.
Heart's beating.
My heart's beating.
I hope so. Waiting for this moment my whole life. The moment that I've seen all these kids go through, that I've dreamt of my whole life, is literally tonight. I'm gonna be sitting at home tonight and getting calls from colleges I never thought I would talk to, colleges I watched on TV, through the national championships, going to the games, watching the games, watching these crazy players do these crazy things, and like I hopefully will be one of those players that like these kids look up to. Like it's crazy. This is gonna be the first like adult decision of my life.
3, 2, 1.
Coach Breck from Rutgers. Text. Ron Caputo, Duke.
First one.
How we doing, Coach Caputo?
Man, how's your evening going? Is everybody pretty anxious over there, excited?
I mean, obviously everyone's pretty anxious because this is a big moment, big step in the career. But everyone's pretty excited. I mean, what is there not to be excited for? I got Ronnie Caputo from Duke calling my phone right now.
That would be a good idea. The only, I said if you wanted to do a year, imagine it. The anticipation of this. Now, do you have a place down there, or is it just a David? Absolutely. And thank you all for being awake and taking the call. And I'll see you in the morning.
All right,
Thanks,
Coach.
That was
22
wild.
minutes. I got 2 voicemails: Yale, Syracuse,
We'll call
Maryland,
back, don't you think?
Michigan. Yep.
That was a nice tactic.
Yeah, that was interesting.
He said awesome convo. Make you a Blue Devil tomorrow.
Ow.
Okay.
Wow.
Cassis is on the phone. How we doing, Coach Cassis?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. You're a busy guy right now.
Yes, I am.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Coach.
You excited?
I am.
I really enjoy watching you play, and I love your game, and love all the attributes that you bring to it. So it's pretty crazy so far.
Yeah, going pretty great. I was only on the phone with one school so far. That conversation went on for a bit, so I wasn't blowing you off, I swear.
Is Coach Caputo, is he monopolizing you?
Just a little bit. You might have to get on that. I would love to get down to Virginia as well. Obviously, meet you in person, talk to you guys in person, see the campus on an official.
I'm excited about you. I'll touch base with you tomorrow, and we'll get working on all these details, all right?
All right, perfect. We'll plan on it then.
All right, great to talk to you. Have an awesome night.
Hello, Bennett. It's Coach Breck at Rutgers. Sleep well tonight, as I am excited to connect with you in the morning and introduce you to Rutgers Lacrosse and everything we can offer to you as a Scarlet Knight. Go are you. Bennett, you are my favorite midi in the class, and I want you to know. This is like a love note. Bennett, I will hope that 9 a.m. works for you this morning. Ooh, that's when Caputo's coming.
Yeah.
The Carolinas are going at it. It's pretty juiced.
Their facilities are sick.
How you doing, Coach?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great, man. I am sitting out by the fire pit. How's your September 1 going so far?
Pretty amazing. I mean, 12:35 a.m. September 1st, and I'm talking to Michigan. How else better could it be?
I appreciate that, man.
What time would work good for you for a Zoom?
Tuesday or Wednesday. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, my man. I'll chat with you soon.
All right, see you, Coach.
How hard of a decision is this as a 16-year-old?
He's a mature kid. He's been ready for this for a long time now, especially seeing Olivia go through the process. He's ready, so he could make, if you had to make a decision today on 9-1, he could make an educated decision, but I think he's going to take his time. Once he feels like he's got the right fit, I think he's going to be ready to make his decision.
Bennett, Coach Abbott from UPenn. I love watching you play this summer. I would love to set up a time to jump on a call with you. Bennett, congrats on getting to this point in your high school lacrosse career. September 1st, we have enjoyed watching you play and would love to talk to you about opportunities and experiences at Notre Dame. P.S. Tell Mitchell I'd said hello. Shout out Mitch. Shout out Mitch.
Let's go. 1250. 12 schools have reached out. It's good numbers.
It's decent.
I'd say that's pretty good.
It's good numbers. I mean, I think it's the right schools. I think it's the schools that he's excited to hear from. So
My top 5 schools right now are Duke, Maryland, Virginia, University of North Carolina, and then Michigan. A lot of good schools. I mean, it's really hard to pick 5, obviously. I hope I get all the opportunities I can, so then I can pick between the 5 I want to go to. No, not late at all. I'll probably be up for another hour.
Oh my God, I'm so old I never stay up this late. You've done an amazing job, so congrats on all that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the kind words. All right, see you, Coach Stillman.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Officially ended. An hour 44. Can we clap it up or something? Woo! Come on. Woo! Man, it's just the beginning. And what does tomorrow look like that we already have planned?
Got some big visits. We got Jesse Bernhardt, Coach Bernhardt from Maryland coming at 7:30. Coach Ronnie Caputo from Duke coming at 9.
Yep.
And then we got Coach Brett coming from Rutgers.
There we go.
That's the home visits tomorrow.
You're probably going to receive more texts by the time you wake up tomorrow. I guarantee it.
Let's hope. Do that.
You already had me try to practice that.
Can we see the frog one time?
Oh, I can't do it.
The Frog is nationwide. Bennett's Toad is undefeated. Be like him and hit the Frog and get some merch. Head over to mitchellpehlke.com and cop all the Frog tees you need. Goalie, lax, celly, hats, sweatshirts, stickers. Get frogged out today at mitchellpehlke.com.
Great night. Truly blessed. No real sign-outs. Let's just get to bed. I'm mad tired.
Where do I see him as a college player? Like I see him, transitioning to be a two-way midfielder that's really capable defensively, that can also score it on offense. Really, coaches are going to be able to deploy him where they need him. You have a spot defensively, you need a short stick D-mid, you're kind of looking for that guy. I think Bennett could do it. If you're looking for another guy to come in and kind of fill the midfield, he can do that as well.
Almost 12 hours since the first call hit. 5 hours of sleep, 2 at-home visits, 5-6 calls, 15 texts. It's been a busy 12 hours. I'm definitely gassed out, but nothing more you could ask for. This is a dream.
Pops, for you, how's it been being the father of this whole process?
The process has been great. I think Bennett's dealt with it really well. I think the thing that I don't think we expected is, midnight happens and then, you have an intense 2 hours last night. He quickly goes to bed and then he's up at 7 the next morning and it's intense. And it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's a privilege to be in this situation, but to be asking questions and answering questions and be at your best when you're on, 5 hours sleep and you have to have 2 conversations this morning, another one in person this afternoon, and then 4 more phone calls tonight. Managing kind of some time to try to find maybe a little nap or something in there so you can be fresh.
Need a nap time.
What a crazy 12 hours. I think his dad hit it right on the head. This is not an easy process. I give a lot of credit to Bennett and the Matthews family. This is a hard process. Bennett, a top 5 ranked recruit in the nation, number 3 in his whole position in the class of 2026, is making one of the biggest decisions of his entire life at 16 years old. You guys have been through the past 12 hours. It's 12:30. And it just goes to show, being great at lacrosse is one thing, picking your college is another thing. Where Bennett goes to college is not just gonna matter about him playing lacrosse, it's gonna matter the friends he makes, the job he gets, and essentially the thing that he roots on for the rest of his entire life. So if you're in the recruiting process or you're going to be later on in life, take your time, gain all the calls, talk with your family, visit the schools, and make a decision. There's no rush. Everyone's timeline's different. Bennett does have a house visit with Coach Brecht at Rutgers right now.
This is where things start getting crazy. Come on in.
Okay. How'd it go?
Amazing. Coach Brecht was just here. We talked for a long time. He answered all the questions. But in the middle of it, he said, I'm the number 1 guy. He wants me. And he offered a full scholarship at Rutgers, which is estimated around $200,000 for 4 years.
Really?
Yep.
2 kids in college, kind of lighten the load for the parents financially. That's huge, right? Yeah. And this is the best offer, you obviously received so far. And I think the next steps are going to be you going to in-person visits at the schools and
Yeah.
talking kind of financially.
Yep.
And
see what we get from there.
yeah, and something could change. You got calls tonight, right?
Yeah.
You got to get at what times?
We got UNC at 4, Gary Gate from Syracuse at 5. Then we got Andy Shea from Yale at 6, and then we end off with Coach Wojcik from Notre Dame at 7.
No doubt, though. I mean, that's going to be an offer that people have to contend with for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's the next morning, Labor Day. Update us from yesterday.
Had a great call with Coach Thompson at UNC that lasted about an hour. It took us right into 5. Just talked about the whole process. Once he had me down for a visit, talked a lot about if he could get me down there and I was to go to UNC, how unstoppable of a midline it would be with me, Merrill, Rayo. Then we talked to Andy Shea from Yale. I really enjoyed that conversation. I know my parents really enjoyed that conversation. Moving on to 7, we had Notre Dame. That one was kind of different. He FaceTimed me, so it wasn't like I could talk to my parents and have them write stuff down. That's what we ended off the night. Went to bed at 9, woke up this morning at 8:15, 11 hours of sleep. We're supposed to go into Virginia this weekend, 9-7, and then go up to Maryland, 9-8 and 9-9.
Yep.
And then the weekend after that, we're supposed to go to Duke, 9-15, which is my mom's birthday. So
there we go.
We'll see what happens there.
It's Friday, September 6th. Do we have a top 3? Do we have some more breakup calls? Give me the story.
We had breakup calls with everyone but Duke, Maryland, and UVA. That's the top 3 now.
Was it tough to make those decisions?
Super tough. It's not what these coaches want to hear, but a lot of them get it.
Was it hard to turn down some of these packages these schools offered you?
Yeah, for sure. After you left, Rutgers called and then sweetened the deal a little bit.
They upped it more. Was that one of the hardest, what we call breakup calls?
That was crazy to turn down. It's obviously they gave you everything that you would want. It really just came down to academics and then the lacrosse piece.
Good luck on your visits. Have fun, UVA, Maryland, and we'll circle back.
Yes, sir. Good to see you then. Looking back, I would always think back to the hotbeds and think, wow, I don't think this is gonna be me, but wow, I hope, because obviously New Hampshire isn't a hotbed, but never give up. If you want something and you work hard enough, you will get there. I don't think a UVA visit could have gotten better. It was so sick. I got there, and obviously I texted you Duke's probably the spot if these visits don't go like spectacular and something doesn't change my mind. And Coach Tiffany matched the Duke offer.
Where are you kind of now with the next steps?
We're down to the top 3, so we'll see where it goes from there. I didn't get all the recognition that I wanted when I was a kid. I would see these kids in my class getting these rankings and stuff like that, and I was never on them because I was just a kid from New Hampshire. But if I kept working, I kept going to the fields, I kept lifting weights, trying to be the best player I can be, and I worked hard enough, and now I'm here in this dreamlike state.
This has never happened before, and this is a main reason why I wanted to make this story on Bennett Matthews, because his story is so unique. And this is where it starts to get really interesting, right? A kid from New Hampshire, and now he's got to make a decision. The hardest decision of his entire life has to be made within the next couple days. To make this happen, it's going to come down to these schools laying it on a platter for Bennett. This whole recruiting game is so interesting to me, and I love what these coaches do. But at the end of the day, where is Bennett Matthews going to college? We will find out.
I'm super blessed to be in this position. Obviously, I want to thank everyone who's helped me along the way. This process has been very difficult because these schools are schools that kids dream of going to growing up. It's very hard missing school in your junior year of high school and plenty of visits when you have football. That being said, my decision came down to 8 schools, which was quickly narrowed down to 3 prestigious lacrosse programs and universities. Couldn't thank these coaching staffs, players, and communities enough for letting me in. That being said, there can only be one. I'll be taking my talents to Duke University for the next 4 years. Roll Blue Devils.